G'day avocado enthusiasts and welcome back to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree, and today I have something disappointing to talk about because my avocado bonsai has, well, died. Why? Let's talk about it. On this channel, I've always been keen to avoid presenting this image of perfection. Things go wrong and I learn from my mistakes, and it would be selfish for me to keep those learnings from you and just present myself as this perfect expert on keeping avocados and growing avocado trees, because I make mistakes and these things happen, but we can learn from those mistakes, and I'm very keen to do that. So what went wrong with this tree? This tree has been growing in this pot for nearly a year now, and it has grown heaps. It's grown really well. It hasn't kept its leaves quite as well as I would have liked, probably because there was a period of time where I wasn't watering it quite enough. But you know, it survived the move into this new house. We've been in this new house for 6 months or more now, and only in the last month has it started to deteriorate. So what went wrong? I was a little bit surprised and a little bit puzzled. I didn't adjust my watering routine. I was watering it every day or every other day consistently, and so I wasn't sure why all of a sudden it has looked as though it hadn't got enough water. So I had to do some observing. And what I realized was that it hadn't got enough water because it dried out just so quickly. Now, this is something we need to be careful of with bonsais, especially because we're keeping them in such small containers. There's not a lot of space for the root mass to grow, and so as a result, to keep the tree small, they'll have a fairly small root mass. Because the pot's small, there's also not a lot of potting media in there, and so it can dry out a lot faster, which is why I need to be watering it every day or every second day. So why did it all of a sudden start to dry out? Is it because the weather's getting warmer? Well, no, I'm in Australia and currently it is autumn. We've gone from summer to autumn. It survived all of the summer, and now that it's autumn, it has started to die. This is what I think has happened. Our house has really well designed windows, in that we've got a north-facing window, which means in Australia that's the one that faces the sun, and just due to the changing of seasons, it's actually in a really good position. In summer, the sun is high enough in the sky that it doesn't shine directly onto our windows, meaning we get bright light, but we don't get direct light. The sun itself doesn't shine directly in. But in winter, when the sun is lower in the sky, because we're so far from the equator here in Melbourne, the sun gets quite a lot lower in the sky, meaning that in the cooler months, autumn and winter, we do get some direct light. This means that in summer, because there's no direct light coming in, it helps with keeping the house cool, and in autumn and winter, because we are getting direct light, it helps to heat the house, meaning that in all of those seasons, we need to use less energy to heat the house had we, had direct sunlight in summer or not direct light in winter. So it's designed quite well for that. But what that meant is that in the last month or so, as we have approached autumn, as the sun has been sitting lower in our sky, it has been shining directly onto this pot. So when I grabbed this earlier to try and work out what happened, I realized that this pot was really, really warm. It had been sitting in the sun, and because it's so small, it doesn't take long for the water to just evaporate from it. And because of the temperature it's starting to get to, it may have even started to slowly cook the roots, and which is why it has died so very quickly. 2 weeks ago, this had leaves and it was looking great, and now, even though I haven't changed its watering schedule, it has unfortunately died. So I'm disappointed. I've been growing this tree from seed for a year and a half, possibly even 2 years. I don't remember exactly when I started this seed, and then again in this pot for over a year, and now it has died. Does that mean I'm going to stop keeping avocados as bonsais? Well, I don't think so. I will try again. I don't have any seeds currently that are ready to be put into a pot like this. I don't have any seeds germinated. I want a seed that has kind of a funky trunk like I had here. Will I adjust how big the pot is? I don't think so. I think I will use this pot again, but I will make sure that it's in a spot where it's not getting direct light. Even though I'm inside, it can still get direct light, and that direct light will cause the pot to dry out much faster. causing it to run out of water, and possibly cooking the tree, which I want to avoid. So please, if you're keeping avocado bonsais, if you've been following me on this journey and decided to do your own, please be very, very careful that you don't keep your avocado bonsai in direct sun. Even though, you know, avocados like lots of sun, they need lots of bright indirect light. If they're a bonsai, I believe, they don't need direct sun on their pots for a long time. This has been sitting in direct sun for 6 hours today, and that's not going to do a tiny pot like this much good. I might try one of these again in the future once I've got some trees with some funky trunks growing again, but I will make sure that the bonsai tree itself is not in direct light. Other avocados that I keep indoors, I do like to keep in direct light, otherwise they get all spindly, and if they're in a bigger pot, they can generally handle that. But for you, make sure that you're just monitoring things. As seasons change, you actually may need to move things or adjust watering so that it can continue to survive. It might dry out, you know, like it did for me, faster in the autumn than it did in the summer. It just depends on where you're keeping your trees and the situation that you are in. So keep monitoring your things very closely, watch for when they dry out and water appropriately. I still like to keep my avocado trees indoors in as much light as I can, including direct light. Outdoor trees don't need as much direct light. In fact, they don't like it all day. A little bit of direct light is good, but mostly shaded outdoors is what they prefer. But for this tree, you know, direct sun was too much for its tiny pot. That's the way it goes sometimes. Thanks very much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree for more avocado growing content, including failures, hopefully some successes as well along the way. I'm also on Instagram at Scott Grows an Avocado Tree. And if you enjoyed this video where I talk about things that I learned, I invite you to subscribe to That's Pretty Cool, my second channel where I am making videos that inspire in me a sense of curiosity and wonder. I love to investigate lots of different questions and present those things for you in hopefully an engaging way. Thanks once again for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree.